The Haitian Revolution was the most significant revolution in world history due to its unprecedented success as the first large-scale slave revolt and the subsequent creation of the first free black republic. It has had a profound and lasting influence demonstrated by future revolutionary and progressive movements around the world. Yet, despite its immense impact, it is often overshadowed by others, such as the American and French revolutions. This video will address this issue by explaining the Haitian Revolution and demonstrating its influence throughout the world. To fully understand the revolution, background information about the colony of Saint-Domingue is required. Haitian society was deeply divided by race, class, and gender. White Europeans dominated control of the island. The majority of the slaves were African-born, with the vast majority working in the island's coveted sugar fields. There was also an awkward mixed-race middle class known as the affranchis, who feared the slave majority. Sometimes they even held slaves themselves. However, they were shunned by the white upper class. Their desire for the same power that the Europeans held would become a driving factor in the revolution. Workdays were long, with deaths occurring every single day due to injuries, infections, and tropical diseases. Malnutrition and starvation were also common and very deadly. Many of these slaves also began following a syncretic religion called Voodoo. Voodoo blended West African traditions with Roman Catholicism. It is still an official, widely practiced tradition, deeply ingrained in Haitian culture. Voodoo was harshly repressed by colonists, yet it fostered a sense of unity and brought hope to the slaves. Nationalistic rhetoric was also common during ceremonies, which helped motivate the rebellion. The dissatisfaction of the affranchis, the turbulence created by the French Revolution, the brutality of the slave owners, and the nationalism created by Voodoo all contributed to the desire for revolution. The large-scale revolution truly began in mid-August 1791. Slave Boukman Duddy was leading a voodoo ceremony at Bois Cayman. Within a week, the majority of northern plantations were burning, and the plantation economy built on slavery was defeated. A white settler whose house was raided testified that several blacks who had come into my room and thought they had killed me in my bed began pillaging, while others who wanted my blood and my belongings bashed against the door to force it open. Toussaint Louverture was a former slave who became recognized as the leader of the revolution. In 1801, he declared himself Governor-General for life. Under Toussaint's government, slavery was technically abolished, yet most formerly enslaved people were forced back to the plantations by the military. In his memoir, he defends his actions. "If I did oblige my fellow countrymen to work, it was to teach them the value of true liberty without license. It was to prevent the corruption of morals. It was for the general happiness of the island, for the interest of the Republic." Napoleon Bonaparte sent an invasion force to the island, aiming to reclaim the valuable sugarcane fields, which were lost. Toussaint held out for months against Lerlic's army, agreeing to an armistice in May of 1802. However, Lerlic broke the armistice and captured Louverture, taking him to France. Toussaint Louverture died on April 7, 1807. Many of Louverture's lieutenants, such as Jean-Jacques Dessalines and Henry Christophe, continued fighting after the betrayal. Both slaves and affranchis were motivated to keep fighting after hearing France had brought back slavery in their colonies of Guadeloupe and Martinique. Britain joined the war against France on May 18, 1803, marking the end of France's chances at winning and the beginning of the era of a free Haiti. Thomas Jefferson's letter to Rufus King is evidence of how concerned slave owners were about the revolution. Jefferson wrote that both influenced slaves towards rebellion and excited sensibility in the public mind. The course of things in the neighboring islands of the West Indies appears to have given a considerable impulse to the minds of the slaves in different parts of the U.S. A great disposition to insurgency has manifested itself among them, which, in one instance in the state of Virginia, broke out into actual insurrection. The Haitian Revolution also destroyed the idea of racial hierarchy, completely flipping the pyramid. One way it did this was by defining all its citizens as black in the Constitution. This is still a radical concept, even by modern standards. All exception of color among the children of one and the same family, of whom the chief magistrate is the father, being necessarily deceased, the Haitians shall henceforth be known only by the generic appellation of blacks. The 1789 Declaration of the Rights of Man from France and the 1776 Declaration of Independence from the US may have said all men when talking about natural universal rights, but they didn't truly mean to include people of color. The Haitian Constitution addressed this discrepancy. France's failure to put down the rebellion also directly influenced the decision to sell the massive Louisiana territory for an extremely low cost. This was because the rebellion highlighted the French Republic's struggle at managing territory in the New World. Haiti provided direct aid and indirect inspiration to revolutionaries around the world. Two examples can be seen in Latin America and the United States. Haiti provided critical aid to revolutionary Simon Bolivar after he was forced to flee from Venezuela. From 1815 to 16, he found asylum, weapons, ships, troops, and funding. This assistance was on the condition that Bolivar would abolish slavery in liberated territories, a promise he would go on to honor in Venezuela. Haitian President Pétion wrote to Bolivar, "Proclaim the freedom of the slaves, and your enemies will become your friends." This is the only condition on which I will aid you." Bolivar stated, "Haiti gave us everything we need: arms, money, soldiers, and the only condition was that we should free the slaves." As for the US, in 1811, a Haitian-born slave named Charles Deslandes led the largest slave revolt in the history of the United States. After gathering a band of 300 to 500 slaves, he planned to overthrow the government of Louisiana and establish a free black state. The influence from Haiti is clear, and although his revolt failed, it still achieved the results of terrifying slaveholders and showing how many slaves were willing to make sacrifices for a chance at freedom. The Haitian Revolution has remained a symbol of hope and freedom to people suffering racial injustice to this day. One example of this is Frederick Douglass's lecture on Haiti in 1893. We should not forget that the freedom you and I enjoy today, that the freedom that 800,000 colored people enjoy in the British West Indies, the freedom that has come to the colored race the world over, is largely due to the brave stand taken by the black sons of Haiti 90 years ago. I cannot believe that her star is to go out in darkness, but I will rather believe that whatever may happen of peace or war, Haiti will remain in the firmament of nations and, like the star of the north, will shine on and shine on forever. In fact, the Haitian Revolution still influences modern racial justice movements, as noted by Dr. Marlene Dowd. The Haitian Revolution is the first Black Lives Matter movement, she states in her interview with Lulu Garcia Navarro. I think that especially the story of the Haitian Revolution and Haitian independence teach us what exactly was missing from the US Declaration of Independence. Paying attention to what is happening, as you said, in the other Americas, so to speak, really illuminates that the founding fathers, they had missed a few steps along the way. We still have so much to learn from this 200-year-old revolution, which is why it's such a shame that it has been so deeply overshadowed by others. In conclusion, the Haitian Revolution has had unmatched global influence, reshaped racial hierarchies, struck fear into slaveholding societies, and inspired civil rights movements from the moment it happened up to and undoubtedly beyond the present day. Although it has been overlooked as simply a small local uprising, the Haitian Revolution transformed the world, proving that the battle Haitians fought for freedom has carried consequences far beyond the island itself.